In this video tutorial, we're going to talk about folders and filters. With folders and filters, you can find better ways to manage your content. So now here under the screens in the Signer Studio, what I'd like to do is I'd like to create two separate folders, one for the Flower Shop and one for the demo screen. So let's say that I want to put the Flower Shop under my LA folder. So I'll go ahead and select the Flower Shop, go to its properties, type LA and press enter. And the demo screen, I'll go ahead and put in New York. So you can see I have two separate folders and I can view each one by selecting the folder that it's in. Now you can imagine if you have a lot of different screens, this can become very useful. You can also create subfolders. So I can go over here, select LA, and under LA I can put West LA and press enter. And you can see that now the Flower Shop screen configuration is under LA and then West LA, and then we have the actual screen. Now let's go ahead and add another screen. So I'll just click on the plus sign. Notice that I have the option right here to assign this screen already to a folder. So I'll just go ahead and skip it for now. Click on finish. So by default it just comes up under the root. So I'll go ahead and minimize everything. So you see the 800 by 600 screen configuration is just directly under the root. And I'll go ahead and select it and go ahead and put it under my New York. Press enter. And you'll notice that my New York folder now holds both screen configurations. Now if I wanted to get real fancy, I can go /A/B/C, press enter, and you can see that I can create unlimited number of folders and put all my content there. So now we can take our newly acquired knowledge and use it on the campaigns as well. So if we switch to timelines and select our Flower Shop campaign, go to its properties and go LA, press enter. Notice that I put a /, but you don't have to do that on the first level. And I'm going to go to my campaign demo, and this time I'm not going to use a /, just directly New York. Press enter, and sure enough we have the same folder structure as before. So you can use the same folder and filtering mechanism that we used under the screens for the campaigns as well. Now you may have noticed that I'm not using the same structure that I used in screens, and that's okay. That's completely valid. See over here I got all these other folders that I'm not necessarily have to follow the same pattern in the campaign timelines. Now if I wanted to delete a particular folder, all I have to do is simply select the item. So in this case Flower Shop. So this is our campaign. Select LA, go back, press enter, and now it's directly under the root. As long as there's nothing else that matches that particular path, that folder will get deleted. So let me go ahead and give you an example. So I'll go ahead and put this under New York. So I have two campaigns under New York. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and delete this. So New York still exists because there's at least one item with that name. Go ahead and delete this as well. And now the folder is completely gone. Go ahead and put it back the way it was. Now this feature really shines when you're managing stations. If you have hundreds or even thousands of stations that you need to manage, each station is bound to a particular campaign. So in this case we have two campaigns, one in LA and one in New York. So if we switch to stations, you can see that right now we're looking at all the stations. But if we can further drill down and look at only the LA campaign stations, you'll see only 4 stations are running the LA campaign, which is really the Flower Shop, because that's what the Flower Shop is associated with, the LA folder. If we switch to New York, we're looking at the campaign demo, and there are 2 stations that are bound right now to the campaign demo. So essentially putting the campaigns inside folders allow you to filter as well through the stations. So if you're managing a lot of different stations, this can become very useful. So up to this point we've covered the stations and the campaigns as well as the screens. Next, let's talk about the resources and the scenes. And so we'll show you how to actually use the folders and the filters to manage that. And it works pretty much in the same way, but you actually have a little more capability. So let's go ahead and review that. So here under the resources we have the same management of folders just like before. So if we select a particular file, in this case an image, and I'll just put it in my images folder and press enter. You can see it now if I select it, I just have a single file, a single image. If I go ahead and maybe put another one. But this time what I can do is instead of actually having to type in the name, I can actually take it and drag and drop it. This is something that we couldn't do before. So we have a little bit more flexibility when it comes to the resources, and drop it right here. So now you can see that I have two resources under the images. Let's go ahead and create another folder. So I'll go ahead and select my whiskey image and put it under my ads. Press enter. And here's my whiskey. Now if I wanted to take this whiskey image and actually drop it into images away from ads, all I have to do is simply select it and drop it over here under images and let go. Now you see now under the ads we don't have anything, so in order for us to get rid of this directory, all we have to do is simply go File, Sync, and it will remove the ads directory. Another neat capability of the resources folder management is to be able to filter. So if I select the root, for example, and I go ahead and type in 202, I will see only the files that have that particular text or string in their name. So again, if I scroll down and type Buck, you can see that I'm only seeing the Big Buck Bunny videos. If I select the images directory, there's nothing there right now because Buck is selected. I'll go ahead and remove it. And you can see that the images have 3 files. So I'll go ahead and type in whiskey. And I'm only seeing a single file PNG image that's inside the images directory that has the string whiskey. So the resources module allows you greater flexibility since you can actually drag and drop, and you can also filter using this box right here. And when it comes to scenes, you can actually use the same capability. So let's go ahead and switch into scenes. And you can see that now we have the same folder system and we can filter just like before. So if I select the weather, and I have weather 37. If I type Z, obviously nothing appears. If I type 37, it still appears. Let's go ahead and drop a couple more things in there. My limited time offer scene, put it under my weather, and type limited, and then of course it still appears. And go to the root, and maybe type here. I'll go ahead and type motion. And the 2 scenes that have this particular string appear. So the filtering capability is really powerful when you have a lot of different scenes or a lot of different resources, and you can quickly find exactly what you're looking for. Now the last thing I wanted to show you is multi-selection. So I'll switch back to my resources, although you can use it in scenes as well. Make a little bit more room here so you can see more of the screen. And simply hold on to Control button on Windows, and you can select multiple files. And you can, for example, drag and drop them. So I can drop all these directly onto my images. So you see now I have all the files that I dragged and dropped. And also what you can do is you can multi-select just like before. And for example, delete. So you can multi-delete and multi-drag and drop again by holding down the Control button. So this wraps up this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.